俺が気にするのはいつだってあんたにどう見られてるかだ。
Dessert shop. On the table lies stylist number 1 cream puff. Normally, you would have already wolfed it down. However, you have no appetite at all right now. Marius, does it have to be like this?
期間限定のやつが口に合わなかった？
That's not what I'm talking about. You and Marius only showed up at the shop's door and were invited in by the owner like some celebrities renting out the whole place. Looking out the French windows, crowds in long queues surround the shop, still unwilling to dissipate. You and Marius, the only two customers being served, naturally hold their attention. There's no way you can enjoy anything like this.
あんたの好きな食べ物だろ？もっと嬉しそうにしてほしいな。
If you had known it'd be like this, you would have never mentioned the words cream puff.
ねえ、明日どこか遊びに行かない？あの湖のある公園はどうかな？静かだし散歩にぴったりだと思うんだけど。
Marius von Hagen, where are your manners? You don't even ask if I'm free tomorrow before asking me out.
明日は休みだろ？俺の誘いを断る気？普段は会社とアトリエと学校で手一杯でなかなか会いに行けないのに。せっかく明日時間を作れたんだ。一緒に行こうよ。
Listening to his whining, you know he's intentionally being a willful child begging for candies. But fine, not the park, but the CBD.
いいよ。何か買いたいものがあるの？
Kiki showed me some food reviews. The renowned puff shop in the city just opened a brunch store in the CBD. They also roll out a seasonal limited flavor. We better go queue up early. The shop's really popular.
わかった。並ばなくてもいいようにしてあげるよ。
You're gonna go queue up for me?
違うよ。明日会ったら話すよ。おかげで並ばなくて済んだだろ？なんで機嫌悪いのさ。
Yeah, not needing to queue up is great, but being treated like some VIP is something else. Looking out the window, you really don't enjoy how the other neglected customers are staring at you. However, Marius seems to be accustomed to this already, to the point that he doesn't even realize they are there.
あ、見られるのが嫌ならカーテンを閉めてもらおうか。
Finally, it hits him. Not. Never mind, let's just go to the park. We can eat and take a break there. Packing up the cream puff, you and Marius leave the shop. Park. In the park, you find a random bench to sit down and take out the puff. Feeling a bit more at ease without people staring at you, you soon finish the puff with Marius.
また食べたかったら俺の名前を出せばいいよ。どうせうちの系列だし。
And you ask why people hate the upper class.
シュークリームを食べられるならそれに越したことはないだろ？で、美味しかった？
I prefer the ordinary flavors better. This is too... Suddenly, something hits you, then drops to the ground. A rock from the tree?
痛くなかった？怪我は？
I'm fine, it's just a small rock, plus it only fell onto my skirt. The words had only just left your mouth when a few more rocks are thrown at you. Marius grabs you and steps in to shield you from the rocks.
木の上にいるんだろ？隠れてないで出てこいよ。
Park.
木の上にいるんだろ？隠れてないで出てこいよ。
The attack stopped. You turn to look at the tree Marius called out at and see a small shape standing up amidst the crown of the tree.
子供？
A 6 or 7-year-old kid is standing on a tree branch, glaring down at Marius. His pockets are full of rocks, no doubt. You are just about to demand a reason from him for throwing rocks at you when Marius speaks first.
坊や、お父さんやお母さんに石を人に向けて投げたらダメだって言われなかった？まあいいや、子供がやることだし、もう人に投げるなよ。言うことを聞かなかったら。
You are looking forward to seeing how Marius scares the kid when you feel him nudging you with his elbow.
な、子供になんて言えば言うことを聞いてくれるんだ？
Say that you're going to tell his parents. Isn't that usually what people do?
そんなんで本当に効き目あんの？俺怒られたことなんてないけど。
Why does it feel like you're proud of being a bride?
悪いやつ。
Either you or Marius must have said something to trigger the kid, who immediately throws a few more rocks your way. Now that you think of it, trying to reason with the kid literally on unequal footing is a bit impractical. You tug on Marius' sleeve, gesturing for him to just go somewhere else.
せっかくの休日なのに。
Don't be upset. We'll go talk to him once he comes down.
だってあんたに石を投げたんだよ。ほんと、怪我がなくてよかった。
I'm fine. I was too far away to be actually hurt anyway.
ならいいけど、何かあったらただじゃおかなかった。
I wonder what got into him though. Could it be seeing us eating the path?
なんでそうなるんだよ。
It's the only logical explanation. Throwing rocks may be his way of expressing his desires and gripes.
なるほどね。ならもう一箱もらってきて、あの坊やをおびき寄せて。
And then what?
親を呼び出して叱ってもらおう。
We better go see if he's still up in the tree first. You choose to stay a relatively safe distance away and observe the kid first. Neither of you favor the idea of being hit, of course.
まだ木の上にいる。まさか降りられないのか？
As soon as the kid hears Mary's voice, he immediately stands up.
悪いやつ。お前のせいでお父さんが怒られた。
He tries to hit you with his rocks again, but he couldn't reach you at this distance.
俺のせいで？どういうこと？
お前だよ。お前が悪いんだ。だからお父さんの仇を討つ。
Furiously trying to hit Marius, the kid starts to inch toward the other end of the branch. Watch out! Unable to withstand the kid's weight, the branch snaps. Right before your eyes, the kid falls into the lake. Choking and losing strength, he struggles only for a few seconds before going under. We have to get help. You take out your phone to call the emergency line.
ここで待ってろ。
Mary speaks in a rush. What are you?
助けを待ってたら間に合わない。俺が行く。
With a running start, Marius flips over the fence surrounding the lake with ease. He then leaps into the water without hesitation. Park. You take a deep breath, trying to calm down, and then call for help. After giving the emergency personnel the location and explaining the situation, you hurry to the lake. Marius! You shout at the top of your lungs, trying to draw the attention to passerby in this park of a few visitors. The water stagnates. The bubbles and ripples have died down. No one responds to your calls. Is he okay? When is the ambulance gonna get here? Time passes slowly, almost as if it's playing with your anxiety and messing with you. Just when you feel like you're going out of your mind, you suddenly notice some bubbles coming up from beneath the surface of the water. It's Marius. Holding the kid's head with one hand and lifting him up, he swims back towards you. Upon seeing his face, you are finally able to breathe a little easier.
たく、ヒヤヒヤさせてくれたな。息があってよかった。
Exhausted from his heroic deed, Marius can't help but pant rapidly, trying to catch his breath. He puts the kid down on the ground and you immediately rush over to check the kid's vitals. Recalling your first aid training, you ensure nothing is obstructing his airways before performing CPR. The kid coughs out some water.
悪いやつ。悪いやつ。
He manages to spew out a few words before passing out again.
そんなに俺のことが嫌いなのか。
Under your gaze, Marius finds himself a relatively clean place to sit down with his wet shirt stuck to his body. It's windy here. I'm going to get you two some dry clothes to wear. The ambulance is on its way.
服？この辺で買えるのか？
There's a new clothing shop just a few minutes away. Just wait here.
俺のブラックカード持ってく？
Swiping your ultra premium card in a regular clothing store? You want me to draw attention and have a bunch of reporters taking white shirt pics of you, is that it?
そんなに怒らないでよ。行ってみたかっただけだって。
If you'll excuse me. You soon bought the clothes, but you weren't expecting to hear some gossips in the shop.
これ見てよ。昨日の夜アップされた動画。パックスグループの。この動画、ずっと男の子が喋ってる。これって子供用の食品容器に問題があったってやつだよね。コスト削減のために安全性の基準を満たしていない原料で製造して、それが発覚したら社員に罪をかぶせたって。この子の父親が真相に気づいて罪をかぶせられたんだって。かわいそうに。パックスの若社長、かわいいのにえげつないことをやるね。
That kid, he's the one in the video. What is going on here? Don't tell me what they were saying is true. On your way back to Marius, you just can't stop thinking about what you've just heard. You hurry back, eager to confront Marius about it.
どうしたの？服を買いに行っただけなのに、なんでそんな怖い顔してるんだ？
After putting a jacket on the kid, you turn to face Marius. I have a few serious questions. I need you to answer them honestly. You gently smooth down your skirt as you sit down beside him.
いいよ、何でも聞いて。
Be serious, this is no joking matter.
わかった。何が聞きたいの？
He seems to have put on his serious face, looking straight into your eyes. A droplet of water slides from his sideburns down to his temple, probably stimulated by the chill. He immediately sneezes. I heard something about packs. The paper bag holding the jacket for him is now a bit deformed in your grip.
俺のニュースなんて範囲が広すぎるよ。もっとヒントをちょうだい。
Tupperware. Hazardous plastic. Does that sound a bell?
何かと思えば、そんなこと？
The way his cough makes your temper flare.
問題ないよ。同時期に生産された商品は全部回収させたからね。賠償対応もすでにしてるはずだよ。先週書類にサインしたから。
Aren't you leaving something out?
何を？あんたに隠してることはないよ。
Just watch this. You take out your phone and play him that video. He opens his mouth and is about to say something when he is abruptly interrupted by the sirens from the ambulance. With an ambulance here, busybodies gather.
すみません、どうしてください。溺れたのは私の息子なんです。
A middle-aged man squeezes through the crowd and runs to the kid's side.
よかった。助けていただいたのはどなたでしょうか。
He saved your boy. You give Marius a pat on the shoulder.
当たり前のことをしただけだ。礼はいらない。
However, as soon as the man sees Marius, his face drastically changes.
泉圭、なぜお前が息子を助けたからって私にしたことをなかったことになんてさせないからな。
Park.
小野典彦か。
The man sneers.
社長に名前を覚えてもらえているとは思わなかった。私に罪をかぶせて罪悪感にでも苛まれてるのか。息子を助けたからといって私にしたことをなかったことになんてさせないからな。そもそも息子が湖に落ちたのもお前のせいなんじゃないか。こんな芝居までして世論を味方につけようと。息子の命で自分のイメージアップか。どこまで腐ってやがる。
You initially intend to stay out of this, but Martin's groundless accusations and vicious tone have pushed you over the edge. Your son was the one who climbed up onto the tree just to throw rocks at us. His way snapped the branch and that's how he fell into the water. I'll show you where it is exactly and you can take a look at the branch yourself. I must caution you, spreading lies to damage another's reputation can warrant a lawsuit for defamation. Martin picks up his son and glares at Marius.
泉圭、息子のことに免じて今日はこれぐらいにしてやる。だが動画は削除しない。お前の化けの皮を剥がしてやる。
Martin lives with his son in the ambulance. Now that the show's over, the busybodies begin to scatter.
だから何か省いてないかを聞いてきたわけか。言っておくけど、除籍処分されたのが彼だったのは今知ったばかりだ。小野はうちの子会社のプロダクトマネージャーの一人だった。半年ぐらい前かな。その会社に視察に行ってね。そこで会った人間の中で一番考えがまとまってた人だったよ。だけど子会社の人事までは俺のところには報告されない。すべて子会社内部で完結される。 罪をかぶせたなんて初耳だよ。
Could that be a misunderstanding? I really don't see a reason for you to have done what he accused you of.
俺のこと信用しすぎじゃない？
His words come out of nowhere, interrupting your train of thoughts. What now?
あの動画がもし事実だったら、俺は今バレるのを恐れて知らないふりをしてるかもしれないだろ？
Then I cut all ties with you, collect every piece of evidence, and drown you in lawsuits. You threw the jacket at his face in a huff.
そんなに真実が知りたいなら調査してみれば？
How about you just tell me and save us both the trouble? Marius smiles, his light-colored lips almost brushing against the collar of the jacket you bought him.
俺は当事者だ。客観的な観点でこの件を見ることはできない。あんたもそんな人間の言い分じゃ判断がつかない。だから好きなだけ調査すればいい。何かあったら俺の名前を出してもいいよ。俺が話を通してあげる。もちろん調査の邪魔はしないから。
Flocks of birds glide across the sky. The sound of chirping gives you a distant feeling. That's really mature of you.
ちょっと今のは聞き捨てならないな。何年上ぶってるの？
Aside from age, you have more work experience than me. Do you deny that?
あんたは弁護士で俺は管理職だ。比べられないだろ。そんなこと言うなら俺が弁護士やってあんたが社長をやってみるか？
You can't be serious.
冗談だって。本気にしないでよ。
Anyway, I will look into this. When I uncover the whole truth, I'll make sure the world knows of your innocence. Marius only looks at you wordlessly, a smile reflected in his eyes. The sunset casts a golden glow around him, even softening the parts of his features hidden in the shadows.
別にいいよ。他人の評価なんて関係ない。俺が気にするのはいつだってあんたにどう見られてるかだ。
He speaks in a solemn and serious tone that you have not heard before. Marius puts the jacket you bought back into the bag and calls his assistant. The assistant then brings some clean clothes for Marius to change into and then accompanies you to the hospital. You bought him a new jacket, yet he doesn't want to wear it. Maybe the great Marius is just too good for common clothing.
あの坊やの容体を確認しよう。小野にも聞きたいことがある。
Your presence will only agitate him. You won't get much useful info out of him that way. But maybe it will work to our advantage since an emotional person can't think rationally. He'd be less likely to lie.
じゃあ、なおさら今のうちに聞いておかないとな。
Hospital corridor. With the nurse help, you found Martin in a smoking room.
どの面下げて私の前に来た？
ああ、ちょっと事情を聞きにね。
聞く必要なんてないだろう。全部自分がやったことだろうが。
自分が何をやったか知らないから説明をしてもらいたくてね。
泉圭、私をおちょくっているのか。だったらいいだろう。全部説明してやる。商品が基準に満たないのを発見したのは私だ。内容が内容だから上司ではなくお前に直接報告した。確かにその時はすぐに商品を回収し大きな被害は免れた。私の報告で未然に防げたんだ。それなのにお前の意向で 私は安い原料を仕入れて私腹を肥やしたことにされて解雇処分だ。怒り狂った親たちが私の居場所を突き止めてきた。私だけでなく息子にまでちょっかいをかける始末だ。お前のせいで息子は学校に行けず、私は仕事を見つけられず、極めつけに耐えきれなくなった妻が離婚を切り出した。とぼけても無駄だ。ずっとお前に問いただしたかったんだ。それなのにパックス本社ビルの警備員や私を不審者扱いだ。
Is that why you let your kid record that video?
そうだとしたら、私が言ったのは全て事実だ。パックスはもうおしまいだ。こいつのせいでな。
Martin gradually becomes more and more emotional, attracting the attention of other patients and nurses in the hospital. To calm things down, the nurses convinced Martin to return to his son's side, and you were kindly asked to leave the hospital. Your residence. As soon as you reach home, Marius calls. He seems to have put all the unpleasantries behind him already.
夕方聞きそびれたんだけどさ、服を買うときサイズは見なかったのか？俺はあんなに大柄じゃないんだけど。
I just got the largest size they had. It was just to keep you warm. And you didn't wear it anyway.
そうか。じゃあ後で使用人に捨ててもらおう。
It's yours. Do what you will with it. You don't need to ask for my permission.
冗談だよ。捨てられるわけがないでしょ。あんたからもらったものだから汚したくなかったんだ。大事にするよ。さあ、早く休んで。俺の汚名を注いでもらわないといけないしね。おやすみ。
You hang up the call, feeling your heart race for some reason. Vice President's office. Marius flips through the documents in front of him. The assistant puts a cup of freshly brewed coffee on his desk. Aside from Marius and the assistant, there are two more people in his office standing on pins and needles.
続けろ。
He adjusts the tie around his neck and gazes toward the pair.
俺の名前を使って自分たちの罪を人にかぶせるなんていい度胸だな。調子に乗ったツケを払ってもらうよ。出て行け。もう戻らなくていい。
社長、私たちもパックスの名誉のためにやむなく。
パックスの名誉？誰かのせいにすれば名誉挽回できるとでも？誰がパックスの名誉に傷をつけたのか、お前たちの方が分かってるはずだ。二人ともパックスグループとその提携会社すべてのブラックリストに載るだろう。二度と俺の前にその顔を晒すな。
With that said, the two of you are dismissed. Marius leans against his chair, massages his temples, and then takes out his phone to dial a familiar number he knows by heart. Hospital entrance. You have decided to check on the kid and try to talk to Martin again. Hopefully, he won't be as aggressive towards me. Hospital ward. The boy is still sleeping in the hospital bed. Martin is cutting an apple slowly beside him. As soon as he sees you, his face sinks.
何しに来た？泉のことで言い訳しに来たのか？
That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here on his behalf. I just want to learn about the whole thing in detail.
君も泉の手先だろ。信用できない。
I am an attorney of Tammy's law firm. I've taken an oath to uphold justice and truth. This is my card and badge. You can trust me. He hesitates for a second before putting the apple and knife down.
息子を起こしてしまう。外で話そう。
Hospital corridor.
弁護士と言ったな。全部話したら、泉を訴える手伝いをしてくれるのか。
It all depends on the truth, which is why I'm here. He sighs deeply.
さっさと終わらせてくれ。
Asks about the details. When did you find out the products were of bad quality?
そんなの関係ないだろ。品質チェックに問題があると気づいたとき、すぐ回収するように言ったんだ。だが、私の権限ではどうにもできないから、上の人間に報告した。
But you went to Marius directly. He wasn't your immediate supervisor.
上司は黙っていろと言ったんだ。回収なんてしたら本社に報告が行くし、損害は私たち子会社が被るからと。私も親だ。子供には健やかに育ってほしいと思うよ。だから直接泉に相談した。幸い、すぐに回収にかかったから大事に至らなかった。あの商品は子供たちの健康を思って開発したんだ。安全で割れにくい食器でな。それなのにこんなことになって。
You mean when you learned of the quality issues and reported to Marius, the products were already being sold on the market?
ああ。
See if there's any wrongdoing on Martin's part. I was told that you were a project director in that subsidiary company. What did your job entail? Product QC?
私は名ばかりのプロジェクトマネージャーだ。生産段階のことは関与できない。品質管理の報告書をチェックするのが仕事だ。
Were you directly involved in the actual QC yourself?
現場に行って確かめることもある。昔、現場の人間がサボって、同じ内容の報告書でごまかされたことがあったから。だから世に出す前に、いつも自分で一度チェックを行っていた。
But you only discovered the quality issues after the batch had been approved. What happened? You said you did the sample inspections yourself, but you didn't, right?
今回だけだったんだ。それに、その後の対応もちゃんとしたんだ。
I believe it's fair to say, though you shouldn't take all the blames, you do share some responsibilities in your duty of care. Martin hangs his head. He no longer assumes the reach from before. That said, you shouldn't have to suffer this kind of cyberbullying. I'll do my best to help you. You still wish to converse with Martin a bit more when your phone rings. Martin gives you another look before heading back into the room. Marius, what is it now?
調査の進捗を聞きたかっただけ。俺の読みじゃ小野のところに行ってきただろ。
I did. He is not completely blameless either.
ほう。
The issues weren't discovered on time during the QA because he slacked off. By the time he found out, the products were already being sold on the market.
だから俺のところに来て回収させたんだね。
There's something else. Martin doesn't seem to be aware of the bad quality materials used. Apparently, his superiors even kept him from recalling the batch.
それに関しては俺の方で調べた。
You're also conducting your own investigation too?
あ、小野は自分が処分されたのは俺の意向だと言ってたからな。 俺の名前を使って悪さするやつを放っておくわけにはいかないだろう。あと5分ぐらいで処分の結果が発表されるだろうね。
Hospital corridor. Marius sounded glum from the other end of the call. Bad mood?
いや、むしろいい方だよ。ただまた取締役会に顔を出さないといけないからさ。ちょっと気が重い。
Better step on it then. I'll go talk to Martin again.
心配しないでいいよ。彼にはもうすぐパックスから発表があると伝えれば大丈夫だから。
How about that video? Are you going to have it removed under the table?
放っておけばいい。何も心配することはないさ。じゃあまた会議の後にでも。
Okay. You hang up the call and walk back into the room. Hospital ward. Marius wants me to tell you that the PAX group will issue a statement. You should hear it.
発表。私を職務怠慢だと告げ口して晒し者にするつもりか。
Martin scoffs loudly. Suddenly, both of your phones makes a notification sound. Latest news headlines. You browse through it briefly. It is regarding the cause of the PAX group's recall product batch. 2 PAX managers are implicated in utilizing substandard materials to reduce production costs and pocketing the money. They push all responsibilities to their unaware subordinate, Martin Campbell, and use him as their scapegoat. After reading the news, Martin's face gradually changes from being disdainful to an inexplicable expression. Did something happen between you and your superiors? Could that be why they put you up as the scapegoat?
いや、一人は私の上司だ。いつもよくしてくれていた。それがなぜ。
Guess this is Mary's way of validating your innocence. Knowing him, he'll probably give you compensation at some point. Martin shoots you a surprised look.
そんなわけないだろう。あの動画でどれだけ迷惑をかけたと思っている。咎められないだけマシだ。
Just what kind of person do you think Marius is?
それは。
If he truly were as cold-blooded as you thought, he wouldn't have unhesitatingly jumped into the lake to rescue your son. He definitely wouldn't have issued a statement defending your innocence after dealing with your superiors either. In Martin's silence, you take your leave of the hospital. That night, after Martin deleted the video, he put up an apology. Though many commenters believe he must have taken money under the table, the controversies and negative public opinions soon died down. Maybe they are lying in wait for the next chance to write on their grudges and malicious intent, but that is not important now. Your residence. You return home at the end of another workday. You have just taken off your high heels when the phone rings.
もう家に着いた？
You're not spying on me, are you?
じゃあもう家に入ったんだね。ああ、間に合わなかった。
What are you talking about?
なんでもない。明日仕事が終わったら商店街で会わないか？サプライズを用意したんだ。
Did you do something again just so you can feel like an all-powerful CEOs?
ごっこ？本物だろ？
That's not what you said the last time. Right, do you have time to talk now? I need to ask you something.
大丈夫だけど何かな？
Weren't you even a bit worried that I'd be convinced by Martin or that I'd be swayed by public opinion? Marius laughs at the other end of the phone.
わざわざ俺を笑わせようとしてくれたの？
I'm quite serious, I assure you.
そんな簡単に丸め込まれるようでは弁護士なんて務まらないだろ。あんたは優秀なんだから。でもおかげで会えなくてもあんたはずっと俺のことを考えてくれた。ある意味得したと思ってる。
Marius, what happened?
ごめんごめん。じゃあまた明日商店街で。
Marius hangs up the call, not giving you a chance to refuse him. I should go take a look tomorrow. Who knows what tricks he has up his sleeves this time. CBD. After work, you hurry to the CBD. Marius is already waiting for you there.
遅いよ。
I rushed over right after work ended. It shouldn't have taken that long. What's the surprise that you were talking about?
行こう。あのシュークリーム屋へ。
What? We're not gonna get stared at like last time, are we?
安心しなよ。今回は前日に臨時休業のお知らせを出したんだ。さっき覗いたけど誰もいなかったよ。この前の季節限定は甘すぎたんだろ？言いかけてたけどなんとなく分かったんだ。だから甘さ控えめの味を開発させた。試食してみてくれ。
Me? Will these flavors be sold in the future? If so, they should really find someone else since it's only me who doesn't like overly sweet things.
違うよ。あんたが試食して美味しかったものは全部あんたのために作らせる。他人に食べさせるわけないだろ。さあ、早く行こう。
Okay.
何その驚いた顔。俺が電話すると思わなかった？おう、あの服装ね。前も電話で言ったでしょ。ちゃんと大事にしてるって。それよりさ、今度あんたと一緒に出かけたいんだ。でも仕事の邪魔にならないか心配で。よし。じゃあもう一度あのシュークリーム屋に行こう。だから仕事じゃないって。あれはもともと社食の一部だったんだ。評判がいいから俺が一般公開して見事人気店になったわけ。すごいって？俺の手にかかれば大したことありませんから。何なんで急に笑うの？俺変なことは言ってないよな。さっきの口ぶりが少女漫画の俺様キャラっぽい？はあ、そういうセリフが聞きたいんだ。お前、面白い女だな。なんで無視？あ、ごめん。許して、お姉さん。他人に通用しなくても、あんたに通用すればいいの。それにこんなこと、他じゃしない。今回の事件の調査協力、すごく助かった。俺を信じてくれてありがとう。